everybody. This is Maria here again, and I have another guest who's here to talk to us about 321 Focus. So welcome, Szabolcs Karikó. I've just had to learn how to pronounce his name properly. It's one of the Corona blessings, as I'm calling them. So you're very welcome. Would you like to tell us a bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, it's my name is Szabolcs Karikó, and I'm a Hungarian graphic designer, and that explains the strange first name,
Okay.
the unusual.
And you're even more exotic because you're based in Paris, n'est-ce pas?
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So Szabolcs, how did you hear about 321 Focus?
Yeah, actually, I worked with Melanie in a Parisian advertising agency. And then I continued to work with her, especially on the Her Stories project. I did some illustration for it, so maybe you've seen it. It's like, oh, surprise!
I was looking for that illustration before I came on because and I couldn't find it in the kitchen. So I'm thrilled you actually have that there. But will you hold it up for us? Because what I really love about your illustrations for Her Story is that when you look really closely, and this is Lady Mary Heath, isn't it? You can actually see the women's stories in their illustration. So
exactly.
me, who I'm always getting confused about, yeah, and this is Lillian Bland, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, and that's what I love, the two Irish aviators, and that's what I really love about your graphics, is that for me, because I get them all confused as to who's who, it's so easy to start to remember what these amazing women did because you've got it all captured in the illustrations. So yeah.
Because the idea was that their name is important, but what they did, this is what's amazing about them, that they achieved some really great stuff. So it's like it's a great project. I loved working on it.
Yeah, I know, and it's wonderful, and it's great to have you involved in it as well, because that means I get to see you every so often. And just for anybody who doesn't know, Melanie that Szabolcs is talking about is actually my firstborn, my oldest daughter. So that's how I know Szabolcs. And in fact, I met you the first time at a picnic in an apartment in Paris in December of 2013 when Melanie was leaving Paris. So you and I have known each other for the last, my God, 7 years. I know you already. It's quite amazing. Yeah. Right. So tell us a bit more about you and 321 Focus, because you've actually done 321 Focus.
Yeah, exactly. I did it last year, and it was Melanie who talked to me about it, and because as a freelancer, it can be a really bit hard to be spend so much time alone. And I think now with all this quarantine stuff going on, I think everyone can understand it a little bit more, what it means to be a little bit detached from everyday life, because you are always, or often you are working home and not in an office with clients. So sometimes it can be a little bit hard to work it out in everyday life. So she told me about it, and I did it last year, and it was a really great experience. I really loved it.
Okay, and what was your expectation before you started, or did you have an expectation?
No, I didn't have any expectation. It was like I heard about this kind of life coaching before. I was a little bit dubious, but I was like, I was curious. I tried to keep an open mind. So it was like, yeah, why not? Let's see what's it about.
Okay, cool. And are you still using any elements now? Have they become habits?
Yeah, because there was the exercises are really really great, and what really surprised me is how easy they are. And actually, it's like that's the great thing about it. It's not something magical, or how it's not something complicated. You can do it quite easily, and they work, and that's what's really surprising about it. It's like what I really loved is this kind of small lists that you start to work, and basically you can train your brain to focus on the good things in life, because we heard about it that there are normally the human brains are working that the way in a way that we pay more attention to the negative stuff, and then we can rewire everything, and we can learn to focus on the positive things that's going on in our lives, in everyday lives.
So
Okay.
are there things that you're still doing now? Like, are there some things you still do from 321, or
Yeah, exactly. This lists, it became really part of my everyday life, and sometimes I don't really write them down. It's more like I'm just thinking about them, that I I realized that I became more aware of the good things that can happen in a day.
okay?
In a
So is this,
daily
when you're
basis.
talking about the list, is it the gratitude you're talking about? So you're feeling more
Yeah, exactly. Because uh, can I go into detail a little bit?
Please do, because you had some great insights about this when we had coffee in Dublin before.
Yeah, and because I knew this kind of exercise, but there are different kind of ways to do that. And what I really loved in this in your method, that finding 10 things to be grateful about, it's quite difficult, because we can find 3, 4, 5 things quite easily, and then you are just sitting there looking at the paper, and you have to find another 4 or 5 things, and then it gets hard in the beginning, because it's like, okay, what can I say that I'm grateful about, and then your brain is starting to work. So it's like it's more like it's really like a training. It's like doing sports, or running, or this kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I found it really interesting, and that's what made my brain work. And then this is something, once you get the hold of it, then you can continue, and basically it became something that you don't pay attention, but you just notice the small things that's the good things in your life. So it's really
Brilliant.
great.
Yeah, so it tilted the balance in the favor, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so why would you recommend for other people to get involved in this now? Give you any reason?
Yeah, I think the actual situation, it can be difficult to deal with. So I think this is a great opportunity to try something new, and I know that there are a lot of people trying to do there are a lot of people trying to do yoga or meditation, or this kind basically anything that can help us get through this period. And the other thing is that, for example, for me as a freelancer, it was a big change, because I always worked at an agency. I worked at the big agencies, so there were 200 people, and once I worked in a big agency where we were 2,000. So it was a really big change to find myself alone, or in in a little bit lack of everyday contact with a lot of people. So it helped me a lot. And I think it, like I told you that, for example, if we turn on the TV or we check out our phone, all the negative news are coming up. So it's like we are always hearing this stuff, and I know that a lot of people around me, they are really, the people are really stressed out and a little bit depressed. And like I told you, that learning to notice the good things in life, it's really important, and it's quite easy actually.
Yeah, once you start to do it, yeah. And I think you're so right. And I know myself, like that. I used to work in a company and have loads of people around me, and I've been isolated for quite a long time as well. So I know when we were talking yesterday about setting this up, we were saying we've been in training for now that we're
Exactly.
well able to cope with it. But you know, we're lucky we have those skills, but it's also good to pass the skills on to other people. Right? Okay. So listen, last question for you. Are you going to join us then from the 9th of April, and will you get involved with 321 Focus again?
Yeah, with pleasure.
Okay,
It will
right.
be really
Listen,
great.
thank you so much, Szabolcs. And I look forward to being in touch with you and seeing how you're getting on. Maybe you'll pop on sometime and tell us how you're doing. And I
Yeah,
really
with
appreciate you
pleasure.
sharing with us what you got from 321 Focus. So look, guys, that's it for me for now. Thanks, Szabolcs, and I look forward to seeing you in another video again soon. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.